Right away from that one, now let's talk about football tournaments happening. And of course, it's all about the COSAFA Cup. And South Africa coach Morena Ramorebol is confident his team can get a crucial win against Botswana when the two sides meet in the COSAFA Cup on Saturday after they played a 1-0 draw with Eswatini on Wednesday. And Botswana got their COSAFA Cup campaign off to a great start with a 1-0 win over Eswatini on Wednesday afternoon. In head-to-head starts, South Africa and Botswana have met in 18 previous matches. Bafana have claimed 14 wins compared to 2 for the Zebras, and 2 of those games have been drawn. Now, the teams last met in an international friendly in September 2022 at the FNB Stadium, with South Africa winning that game a 0-0. Now, Bafana and the Zebras also met in the COSAFA Cup in 2022, with Zebras winning that one 2-1 to claim the consolation plate prize. Now we have Kgabo Kutumela, who is, of course, he is a football coach, and he is in South Africa. We'll be talking about the South African team and the chances in the COSAFA Cup. Good to have you with us, Kgabo.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. How are you doing over there in South Africa?
We are good. We are good. And you guys there in Africa?
Of course.
Hope we are all well there.
Of course, we always do well to stay strong right here. Let's talk about the game now. Looking forward to the game between South Africa and, of course, their opponents. Well, what are your thoughts on South Africa's performance on their previous match against Eswatini in the COSAFA tournament?
I think the game was fair. It was a little bit, I think the way South Africa started the game, they won the game before the game started. So the second game, they just need to up their game so that they can be able to qualify for the next round. So overall, I think the performance was 50-50. It was not that so much satisfying, but it was good enough to take us to the next round. If we can keep up with that performance and add another things on top, they will be able to pull through.
All right, talking about pulling through now, let's look at Botswana. They started their COSAFA campaign with a win over Eswatini. How do you think their victory will impact their confidence going into the game against South Africa?
When it comes to Botswana, I think Botswana they're always excited to play against South Africa because South Africa is not that big. It's the most competitive country in our SADC region. So most of our neighboring countries they get excited and motivated when they play against South Africa. So taking into the last game's consideration, I think Botswana will come up on top with this one because the South African team is not that 100% compared to the Botswana team that I saw when they were playing.
That's quite a strong submission right there. Now, we know that South Africa has a strong record against Botswana with 14 wins out of 18 in their previous meetings. Now, do you believe this historical advantage will play a role in the upcoming match because you're already tilting the results to go in favor of Botswana?
On this one, I'd like to be controversial since even when they went to their game against Eswatini, they had a better chance to win that game against Eswatini, but Eswatini shook them, and they even scored first the way South Africa came from the back. So Eswatini came to the pass. So I believe that if Botswana can bring their A game, they've got a chance to go through.
Wow, that's a strong one. But, you know, I'm sure a lot of South African fans look at you and say, "Come, are you really from South Africa? Because you're already giving the game away to Botswana." Don't you think the fans over there will come for you?
No, I think so. But, you know, football is football. We all have different opinions, and we are using the stats and the way the game is being played. So considering the last games that I saw against South Africa, when South Africa was playing against Eswatini, and when Botswana was playing against, it was Namibia. So I think considering to those two games, I'd like to take my chance with Botswana on this one.
All right. Now, looking at the South African team now, are there any specific players from that team who have the potential to make a significant impact in that game against Botswana. Are there any players at all?
Yeah, I think I've got two. I've got two players that I think they will make a huge difference. There is this boy who's playing for Maritzburg United. He had Ronwen Humans. Yeah, he had a great season. I think he's got more than 10 goals in the DStv Premiership and couple of assists. So I think he can make a huge difference. And the other one is Lesedi Kapinga, who's on the market. So since he's selling himself to the big teams and he's playing for Mamelodi Sundowns, so there is a rumor of saying that he's going to another big team. So I think Lesedi and Ronwen can make a huge difference compared to the other guys. Because South Africa, the only way South African can win this game, I think it will come from the individual brilliance of those two. And they've got strong midfielders. There is a boy they called from KZN. He's a local boy. What is his name? He's a mayor from Kwamash. I forgot his name because I don't know. Those three that I can put my money on them.
All right, we'll see how that goes for South Africa taking on Botswana. And if I will look at predictions, yes, you're already giving the win to Botswana, but what will be the scoreline prediction for you?
I'd say 2-1 for Botswana.
Nah, that's a strong one. 2-1 for Botswana. But let me ask you, where are you from, Botswana or South Africa?
I'm from South Africa.
Okay.
Even now, I'm currently in Johannesburg. It's just that Durban is far from where I stay. It's on the other province, so I couldn't go there and watch the games live. So I'm watching them from home. So I'm currently in South Africa, so I know all the dynamics. I know how we operate. So I'll go with Botswana and this one, and you'll thank me later.
Okay. Okay, because I had to ask, because I was going to do a blood test to be sure that you're from South Africa, not Botswana. But of course, we'll look out for that game to see what the final result will be. And be sure that we'll come back to you if that's the result favors South Africa and not Botswana. But thank you very much, Kgabo Kutumela, for joining us today.
Thank you very much, guys.